And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Greg Schmitt Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head track and field coach Greg Schmitt. And Greg, cross-country season wrapped up, now transitioning into indoor track and field season. First of all, for those who ran cross-country, talk a little bit about the transition to track and kind of how that goes for the team.
The transition's going to be, of course, a lot different. We are now, tapering down on, the mileage that we do. So we're doing a little bit of a shorter stuff, but everything's a lot quicker. Track is pretty much every event that you do in track and field is more about speed, but they still got to have their cardio, of course, but we're working more on their speed right now.
And talk about the preseason, how it's been going for the track team and the different events across the field and the track.
It's going great right now. On this our first meet's this upcoming Friday, and there's some athletes that could do some very big things the very first meet. We have an athlete competing tomorrow, Fenn, in the multis, and I think she's going to do very well. Then Friday we got a young group going in, and I think some of those men and women can do big things, like Alex Rodriguez, Autumn Kirshner, Magnus Polkner, of course, Madison. So some of the veterans and some of the younger ones, but we are still a young group, but we got a lot of talent on the teams on both sides.
And looking at the field side of things, a very veteran group in the throwing pit. On the men's side, you have Devontae Courtney returning from injury. You also have Tristan Tuttle. The women's side, Mariah Pelkey leading the way. Talk about that throwing group and how they're going to kind of lead the field events.
Yeah, they've been working very hard right now in the offseason with Coach Nemoy. Everybody's been doing a fantastic job. So I'm expecting, big things out of the throwing group on Friday, especially with the leadership that the upperclassmen are bringing to that meet with them to help the younger underclassmen get through their first collegiate meet, because it is very, you get nervous at first meet, but we got some good leadership on both men and women's side in the throws.
And looking on the track, some veteran leadership on the men's side, a younger team on the women's side. We've seen Magnus Polkner in cross-country and what he's done in the cross-country season. Talk about how he takes that and translates that into a successful indoor season.
Right now, he's going to take the cross-country season that he had, which was a very good season for him, especially as him being a mid-distance runner. He's going to be bringing in that base. So now his foundation and his base is there. So we've been working on a lot of speed. We did a really great workout last week. Don't want to say too much about it because I really don't want people to know what the workout was, because it was a workout that's very tough, and he accomplished the whole thing with very good times. So with him having that foundation and base from cross country, he was automatically able to go into the speed part of track and field, and he was able to knock out a speed workout last week that it made me take him out of the 3K for this meet and enter him in the mile.
Currently joined by Wheeling University indoor track and field coach Greg Schmitt. And Greg, you have two meets coming up. First, you're going to go to Findlay with your multis. Fenn Seenart going to compete for you guys. Talk about that Findlay event and kind of what you're looking for there.
For that meet, it's her first meet. She's a freshman, one of the younger classmen. But our goal for her is, let her go out there, compete, get that first meet, under her belt. And also not just to compete and get that first meet under her belt, but I think that she can qualify for the conference championship meet right from the get-go with her very first meet. And then, her goal will be, to qualify for nationals, which I think she's very capable of doing this year as a freshman.
And looking at your second meet of the week, go to the YSU Icebreaker, an event that the team's gone to for the last several years for their opener. Talk about the level of competition you're going to see across the NCAA and how that's going to help the young team.
I like going to that meet because of the competition, Zach. That's why I picked that meet. You're going to have some bigger Division I schools there, some strong Division II schools there, also D3 and Division III schools there. So it's a nice first meet to get, everybody, moving before Christmas break. So I always like to pick that meet because of the competition and just to get a first meet under their belt before they go home for Christmas break, especially for the freshmen who this is going to be their first year competing at the collegiate level.
And finally, for this first meet, talk a little bit about your goals. Obviously, one meet, then you guys head to Christmas break. What are some of your goals for this opening week?
The plan and the goal is I'd like to see those freshmen, the incoming freshman group, because once again, I keep saying it, but I can't say it enough, is we're a very young team, like how we were in cross country, but we're also not just a young team, we're a very talented team. And we got a little bit more depth on the track and field team than we did in cross country. So with that said, I'm excited to see what some of those incoming freshmen are going to do, like Jacob Legg, Alex Rodriguez, Autumn Kirshner, Jay Terwell, and many, many more. But those are just a few that I'm excited to see compete this week as a freshman. Chris Vargas, that helped us out in cross country. So I'm excited to see what's going on. Everybody's workouts, sometimes I stop in just at the sprint workouts to see how they're looking with Coach Ben, and Coach Ben tells me this is what they've been doing, and everybody's been looking very fast lately. So I'm impressed, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen on Friday.
Thanks, Greg. Good luck this week. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thank you, Zach.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.